What's up, everybody? Colleen here. So that video is getting a little long. I just did part one of how to really go to your next level, and really the single most important thing that you could do that's actionable, pretty easy, at least it's simple, to be able to do that, like express yourself in whatever way you want to now, even if you're feeling unready, undeserving, or scared to do that. So I was just getting into, in part one, like why this is super important and how to really, well, I haven't gotten to the how. That's what this video is actually about. I was telling my story of why I'm even telling this story and like why I do the work I do now. So if you want to hear why you should even listen to this, like please go back to part one of this video, which should be on my page right now. So where I left off was that even though I used to be an elementary teacher and now am a coach, I had a really hard time in that middle round of owning what I wanted, and like there's always a next level to get to. So even though I was at this next level, finally having the clarity on what I wanted, finally becoming certified as a coach, and then finally working with clients on a regular basis, what I noticed was that my patterns really just followed me. And so what I didn't like about my lifestyle before, when I was a teacher and also working as a server and stuff, was that I was working all the time. And what I found at one point in 2018 was that even though I was having some success or having clients and in my own thing that I created, I was just creating the same patterns over again. Like I was still just working all of the time. And it was exhausting, and I just was always pushing, and I felt like I never saw my husband, and I also kind of didn't want to because I thought he was like getting in my way, or like the thought of a family was just like, not now, I could never. Hey Meredith, how are you? So all of that to say, even though I had created something, I was really stuck again. And it wasn't until I worked with a mentor who kind of pointed this out to me and was living the life that I wanted. She was like owning her own business. She had her family, like a little child and a husband or whatever. But she also was like working till, whenever she wanted to stop, and then stop, and she still was making money. And I was like, how is this possible? Like, I thought you have to work all the time, or at least for me, it felt like I had to work all the time. I had this rule and this true belief that said, like, I have to work all the time in order for my needs to get met. And what I didn't realize at the time that I know now is that that's really just coming from a lack of feeling deserving. And once I cleared out and continue to clear out that deserving piece in the mindset and in my energy and in the trauma that is in my body from either this lifetime or before, like that's what continues to keep me thinking I need to do that. And so that's where it gets empowering to have a mentor or a coach to really point out where that trauma is showing up, where it came from, and help. Like in my work, everybody's different, but I use literal energy clearing and then also my background in psychology and looking at where it's showing up in the body, not just the mind, to actually clear the trauma out so that the patterns are broken and we can start to work from a new foundation of peace, of feeling like the universe truly has your back, that you have your back, that you deserve the help anyway. Now, that's where it's helpful to have a mentor, right? Because we can't always see like what's back there, right? What's in the back of our head, or what's going on. So this other way is another powerful way to be able to start making changes towards going in a different direction of where you want to go, rather than staying on the path of where you've been going and where has created your life so far, and what will continue to create unless you make a change. Because let's be honest, which is scarier? Like thinking that you're going to grow and reach the next level and lose some people in the process, or continuing on the path you're on for the rest of your life and maybe leaving that purposeful mission that you have within, and it never expresses, and you're not doing what you're really here. You're not expressing yourself, and you're not creating what you'd really love in this lifetime. You choose. But for me, the pain and the fear was actually from thinking I'd lose my family, I'd lose my husband if I actually was powerful and went to my next level. That was the truth. And so I kept doing this false way of control. I just talked about that in part one, to think like, oh, well, I'll just have to work all the time and then I'll get my needs met. Then I can relax. But in reality, that was coming from trauma. That was coming from a place of fear and from a place of truly believing I didn't deserve what I needed or what I wanted. And so this tool that I'm about to share with you that is having so much introduction because it's so worth it, is around, again, choosing to start to believe in yourself and that you deserve what you actually want and that it's possible for you, whatever it looks like, and trusting that whoever is meant to be with you on this path, whether it's a lover, whether it's friends, whether it's family, whether it's coworkers, whatever, that they will either go with you on a trajectory up or new people who are at that level will come, right? Like, to keep stopping ourselves because we're afraid of those people, like, you can't take care of them. Like, they have to take care of themselves. And is it really worth it to continue to stay where you're at just because you're afraid of them leaving? You're actually powered enough and empowered that you will be fine. And I can guarantee you, as you rise, you're going to find new people at that level, even if it is some time in the process. Like, you cannot not attract those people in. Like, you're holding yourself back and you're holding your message from being shared in the world. And so, yeah, like, you're going to find the people you need. Hey, Joy, what's up? Thanks for being here. So I'm just going to throw that out there. And again, we just talked about the practice and the work of really changing the patterns, but from an energetic standpoint, not just cognitively, because actually the trauma of what's creating the patterns, like it was for me, lives in the body. So you address it in the body, you address it at the root. Now, what can you do in the meantime? Okay. This is what you can do in the meantime. This is what was so powerful for me. Okay. You ready? We're doing it. Okay. So the single thing you could do to help yourself, it's so simple, but it's like seriously great. This is what my mentor shared. She was living the life I didn't want. My big thing was time. I thought I have to work all the time. She was living this life. Finally, what she shared with me and what now I share with my people and what I'm here to do for you right now is you have to start acting in the way that the person who you want to become is acting. Okay? I'll say it again. Choose one huge way that your woman who you want to become, who you see yourself already, if everything were aligned and ideal, is living. Choose one way in which she's freaking living her life that you are not and probably afraid to live, and just start to do that. Okay? By acting in that way, it's one of the most powerful things you could do for yourself. Because why? Here's a quote for you. Michael Singer, the author of The Surrender Experiment and Untethered Soul, great books. He was like my own little mentor for a little bit, just dove in. Anyway, he said that, people who try to quit smoking, like, they're trying to quit. There's so many programs. There's so much mindset around it. And yet, did you know you are 100% guaranteed to stop smoking? 100% guaranteed to stop smoking, to quit smoking, if you literally choose to not put a cigarette into your mouth. Like, if you literally just don't put a cigarette in your mouth, you won't be smoking anymore and you will have quit smoking as long as each cigarette you choose to not put it in your mouth, right? And when I heard that, I was like, oh yeah. And of course, there's programs and there's mentorship and stuff to help with the energetics around why you feel compelled to, right? That's coming from trauma. That's a way to help self-soothe. And there's also this other component of the action piece of, like, literally, if we just started to live how that person was living, you'd be in their vortex. You might not feel it. You might still feel like an imposter, but you can't not start to go in that direction that person, that ideal woman is living in, if you literally just start to live like her, right? If there's a woman who's living a certain way and you literally start to live like her, it doesn't matter what's happening on the inside. You might be freaking out, but you're literally going to be living her life. Right? So let me know in the comments if this makes sense, if it resonates, because I'm just going to finish this off with like an example here to ground it home. Okay? Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, cool. Let me know. Replay even too. So again, my big thing for me was time, and I thought I had to work all the time. For other people I know, it's relationship. They think the person's going to leave them, or they would never be able to deserve a monogamous relationship or whatever. Okay? So with the time piece, I felt like, oh, I can't, I want to keep this short because I feel like I don't necessarily need to do this example, but I'm going to do it anyway so it's clear. Like, my dream was literally to stop at 6 o'clock of working. Like, I thought, oh my God, like if I just like told a secret right now, this was like 2 years ago, I would just love to just start working at 10 and end my day at 6. And I was just like, I just need to do but like I can't. Like, I really felt like I couldn't. I was like, that'd be nice, and I'm seeing other people do it, but that's for them because I know that I have to work all the time. That was just my MO. And looking back, like, it's so simple. And of course it feels terrifying to even start because I truly believed if I did that, people would leave me, that I wouldn't get my needs met, that the universe wouldn't provide for me because I wasn't providing for myself by working all of the damn time. And so I kept doing that. But here's the thing, as I just took this one action, I just said, okay, I'm going to stop at 6 p.m. The world didn't end. And people kept showing up, and I showed up more because I was like, fuck, I got to show up. Like, I'm stopping at 6. And it was really hard, and it really did feel like death because I really, truly believed that I would die if I did this, that I didn't deserve it. And the reality is that was just the fear talking, and that was just the trauma talking, and that was just the paradigm. And as I kept taking consistent steps towards actually living out that very simple dream of just starting at 10 and ending at 6, I literally started to create the life that I wanted and that I live now, which is having a family, which is not working all the time. I take weekends. I never used to do that. Now I am. And I stop at 6 or earlier so I can go to the gym rather than say, oh, I missed my yoga class again, but it's okay because I stop. And I go, and I went to TRX last night. And you know what's funny? The reason I didn't make this live last night, even though I had this inspired download, was literally because of that commitment. And I would have totally used to be like, oh, but no, I can do it now. Look who's showing up, the people who need to see this, end of story. And so if we're committed to going to our next level, it's my invitation to you to know that people will show up after you show up for yourself. And as you commit to standing up and not self-abandoning to do what you're really meant to do in the world or whatever it is you want to create, okay? The things will follow. I promise. And so that's my example. That can work for anything. I have a friend, or recently somebody I was working with, who felt like she just won't be able to be in a monogamous relationship. And the more that she will stay with people who aren't wanting to be monogamous, like, she literally won't be able to invite in the people who are monogamous. The only way to start living like a monogamous person, just like smoking, is to literally just stop seeing the other people who won't, right? And as long as you're willing to take the test or willing to take that pain, if it's kind of a long time, whatever, the tide always comes back, right? The sun always rises. Like, things will come back. You will get what you need. And I'm just here to stand for your purpose because, and like whatever it is that you want to create, because that's what's going to help heal the world. And that's what we're freaking doing. Okay. So you need to get out of this way. And this is a freaking huge way and tool to do it. Okay. So let me know if you're on board in the comments to standing up for yourself, not self-abandoning, and just take one small way that you could literally think of, okay, what's the person I want? What is she doing? Who is she? And how is she living? What's that one thing that feels like so edgy and like you can't, but she is, because it's the one thing you want? That's the thing. That's the thing to start. Okay. And I want you to write me to say if you're like what it is, if you want to. That's the thing you need to start doing, because if you start to take action towards that, you will. Now, why is this hard? Okay, this is something you obviously can do on your own. I could obviously stop at work at 6, or I could obviously, whatever it is, like, build whatever I want on my own when I take these actions. Why is it really hard? Why did it take me time to do that? even though I could have that change overnight, because we still do have those traumas running the show. I want you to take this and run with it. I really do, because that's why I'm sharing it, so that you can start live the life you're meant to live and heal the people you're meant to heal on the planet, living out whatever it is you're meant to do or be. And now that can feel hard, even though it's simple, because of the old shit, because of the old trauma. And that's part of my work in the world, is to point out the patterns that keep you stuck and keep you from even taking a small action like this, and help you really overcome that through dissolving the energy blocks in the way and seeing the patterns for yourself, so that you can literally say, do I want to continue doing this? No, then this is what I will do, and have that accountability as well, because you have that container for me to hold space for you. So I want you to know, for 2020, I'm really only focusing on coaching one-on-one in this first quarter, and I only have a couple slots open. So if you're somebody who wants to go to your next level, maybe feel some scared, but you know what you want, I want to invite you onto a discovery session with me, just to see how that would be possible for you if you're ready to freaking show up for yourself now. Like, if you're really ready to want to know your truth and want to live it out to help other people and really start to go to that next level, even if you feel scared, but you know that's what you want, I want you to DM me, private message me, and I'll send you the link to get on my calendar so we can explore what that would look like for you. Because all I know for sure is that you do have something really special to live. And we need it. Like, the world needs it. And I think your soul does too. It's time. It's freaking time. And people are waiting. I don't want to put pressure on it, actually. But like, the truth is, we all need to show up now. We all do, because the planet needs it. That's the bottom line. And what will help you do that is being happy and not distracted by a relationship, right? Or feeling like you can't authentically express because you're not, whatever, in a job that you know is way below your pay grade, or not what you really truly want to be doing in your heart. So I can help you with a roadmap and how to take those actions. And so if you want to go to the next level, I want you to give me a call. I want you to DM me or PM me now, because again, there's only a few slots. It's like, the results from people doing this are just magnificent. Like, going to their next level and feeling secure and safe in it, and attracting in even cooler people who they actually would love to be around. That's what's possible. Doubling income, especially when the money was scarce. I can't promise that, but one client I worked with had super high debt, and the only reason she didn't want to sign up, which typically happens, the thing that keeps us stuck in every area is usually why we don't sign up to go to our next level, because it's the fear. And so it's like, are we willing to walk past the fear, or are we going to stay stuck? That's really the bottom line. She was like, I have all this debt, I don't know. She decided to walk through the fire and go for it and stand up for herself. And by the end of our work together, energy work, clearing out unhealthy relationships, owning what she really wanted, visualizing that out, doing the things that that woman would be doing, she got the offer from her company to go into a new position, because, and what was so cool was it took out all the politics she didn't like anyway, and it literally doubled her salary without even having to go push or apply for jobs. Really amazing. Another client, she, I'll just keep this short, but there's so many stories I could tell, like actors getting new acting gigs, a woman who didn't know what she wanted to do with her life, doing this process I just outlined. Her dream job came to her that combined all of her passions into one and paid her to go to grad school. Like, this is the freaking power of allowing the universe to help us and doing the work internally we need, so that we're energetically online with who that person is that we want to become. And so that's what I'm committed to. That's what I want to help people do. And I'm ready and willing to live out my purpose, to help others live out their purposes, so that we can heal the planet and do what we need to do to give more light to this world. That's it. So if you're ready to go to that next level, I would love to support you, or at least discover how I can help you. Yeah, so I want you to private message me and say, hey, I'm curious. I'll send you my link and we can talk about it. And I'm just like super stoked, because again, this is for a limited time. And as soon as those spots are filled, I'm moving on to doing other projects. So please do reach out if you're ready. If you're ready to go to the next level, no matter what pain or whatever, focusing on that prize. If you're ready, ready. Okay, great. Thank you for watching so much. I love you, and drop me a line in the comment how this video was for you, how it resonated, and if you're ready to go to your next level, whatever that looks like, whether it's with me or not. But if you're committed, look, we're all in it together. Let's shed this light. Let's be on purpose. Let's go heal the world in the way that we're here to do it. Love you, y'all. Bye for now. See you next time. Oh, we're still here. Okay, bye.